What's up, YouTube? Timurus here. For any fans of Young Frankenstein, the classic Mel Brooks film, got some interesting news here. According to Deadline, a comedy series based on Mel Brooks' classic 1974 film Young Frankenstein is nearing a pilot order at FX. Brooks is said to have given this project the title "Very Young Frankenstein" and his blessings, and has his blessings, and will exec produce from the same people behind FX's "What We Do in the Shadow." Taika Waititi is also working on it as well, so that's pretty cool too. Details regarding to the reboot are being kept under wraps. Uh, but of course, the TV show "What We Do in the Shadow" was actually inspired like Young Frankenstein pretty much is what like inspired Taika Waititi to even make What We Do in the Shadows. Like the main character, Colin Robinson, a character in the series, uh, who had a grown up over whether or not to show creators have something similar in mind for a very young Frankenstein. So yeah, very. So I guess it makes sense. FX, obviously with What We Do in the Shadows, which just ended, makes sense for them to do something like this, I guess. Now, of course, the original Young Frankenstein came out in 1974, starring the likes of Gene Wilder, Peter Boyle. You also had like Cloris Leachman, Madeline Kahn, Terry Garr, Marty Feldman. Now, Young Frankenstein is a parody of the horror genre before Scary Movie made that very popular. And of course, includes films inspired by Mary Shelley's 1818 novel Frankenstein. The horror comedy starred Gene Wilder, who co-wrote the screenplay with Brooks as Frederick Frankenstein, grandson of mad scientist Victor Frankenstein. The younger Frankenstein pronounces the family name as Frankenstein to distinguish himself from his ancestor, whose orthodox experiment had brought the American scientist scheme. When Frederick inherits his grandfather's Transylvanian castle, he wants to prove Victor was not insane, alongside Igor, played by Marty Feldman in the original, pronounced as Igor, whose grandfather assisted Victor in the lab. The pair attempts to save the mother of Frankenstein name by creating their own monster. What could go wrong? Now, the original classic it's a classic. Definitely one of like Mel Brooks's like top tier films. Obviously, whether you talk about like Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, Young Frankenstein is definitely up there. Actually, this came out the same year as Blazing Saddles, if I'm not mistaken. So there's that. I mean, Frankenstein's becoming pretty popular right now. With obviously, there's Maggie Gyllenhaal's making her Frankenstein film. Of course, Guillermo del Toro has his. So I can say venture into the world of Young Frankenstein could be interesting. Of course, Mel Brooks is seems to be going back to some of his classics. Like he just did History of the World on Hulu. We got Spaceball sequel coming. Blazing Saddles, maybe that could happen one of these days. Could Blazing Saddles happen? Who knows? Big question is, by the way, who are they're going to fill the shoes of the likes of Gene Wilder, Peter Boyle. Who should play the Gene Wilder role? Well, he might be a little occupied thanks to the bear, but you know where I'm going with this. Jeremy Allen White? That could be an interesting choice. Like, people are saying that he looks like Gene Wilder, and you know what? After looking, definitely has a little bit of a Gene Wilder look. So, don't say Timothy Chalamet, by the way. I know he played Willy Wonka, but they're not going to spend $1 million to get someone like Timothy Chalamet for this. But it could probably be someone from What We Do in the Shadows, I'm guessing. I forgot the actor's name. He was just in a companion. What's the actor's name again? Let me see. What We Do in Shadowcast. Something. What's the guy's name again? What We Do it. Let me see. What We Do in the Shadow. Alright, what's this guy's name again? Harvey Gulen. That's what I was thinking of. Maybe you get Harley Guligan, Matt Berry. I could totally see some of the people, like the same actors of What We Do in the Shadows, possibly playing the roles. But I don't know. We'll see who they're gonna get here. Anyway, let me let you guys. What are your thoughts on FX developing a series of Young Frankenstein? Were you ever a fan of the original Young Frankenstein? Are you even interested in seeing a Young Frankenstein series? And who would you like to see possibly star in the new Young Frankenstein? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Henry signing out.